My name's Leo Capon and I'm the contract manager for Ligne Roset contracts, looking after the UK and Ireland.
My name is Voon Wong. I'm a director at Viewport Studio. We're an architecture and design practice based in London and in Singapore.
And I'm Gautier Pelegrin. I'm also a director of Viewport Studio, based here in London.
We were commissioned by a client to refurbish the rooms. There are about almost 400 rooms in a hotel in central London, the Royal Garden Hotel. So the job was split into two phases. So for recently we we were looking for supplies of FF&E, and Ligne Roset was one of the people that we approached, and we were very happy to have worked with them. Yes, I mean the hotel refurbishment is split into several phases. So we've just completed phase 2. So there will be other phases to come that are more the public areas of the hotel, like restaurants and public spaces. So we started as an architectural practice. So we were doing mainly single family residential projects, and recently we've expanded into commercial projects, commercial interiors, commercial architecture, as well as transportation projects. So some of the projects, the larger projects that we've embarked on recently are the Virgin Galactic Spaceport America lounge, which is the first spaceport in the world, and we did the lounge for that out in New Mexico. We also worked on the Wales Millennium Centre public area, which is the main performance venue in Cardiff. And we also recently completed a mountain resort hotel in India, northeast India, and as well as some residential projects in India.
So it's quite a broad spectrum of work, from interior design to architecture to furniture. So it's what we tend to do is we try to design the furniture that will go inside the spaces that we design. So with this, we hope that there's a really continuous process in terms of concept and uses and experience, and so that the whole experience matches. So that's really there's really a wide range of things that we can do in terms of design. And it's true that, for example, the hotel is one of the good examples of where we have to really think of the whole experience from start to the end, where really we have to think where the person is going to put their luggage and if they can sit and what they're going to do, and especially with the new uses that people are doing now in terms of really short stay or long stay, and then the kind of experience they have around the hotel, and how does that correlate with the inside of the hotel. So yeah, it's as with a lot of design studio, we have to really look at the whole story of the project instead of just some parts. And all of this goes obviously with a layer of logistic and installation. So yeah, that's the whole set that we do. That makes sense. Yeah, that was done. That was the interior design. So it was mainly furniture and interior design. So we did the bespoke furniture for this at that time, which was very interesting. Because being one of a kind, it was we had a bit of a carte blanche to do what we want there. So that was very exciting for that. A bit of an odd one, because it's a strange project in the middle of nowhere with people going to space. I mean, like Voon was saying, actually the spaceport was actually all our work was to be able to relieve the stress of going to space instead of making these things sci-fi and then trying to really digitize them into space. It was more of a question of trying to reassure the person that was going to take the trip. But the boat world, I think the yachts and stuff like that I think it would be a completely different type of approach and a different type of timeline and speed, and I think it would be quite interesting to see Even cruises, for example, cruises is another like an hotel on a boat. Is I think would be quite interesting.
I would say, I don't know, maybe the next thing for me is to kind of return to what we started doing, is to do residences. I mean, we've always been doing that, but maybe to do kind of multiples of that as a development would be quite interesting.
Well, I guess, because we were brought in for phase 2, so technically for this one we were brought in relatively late. But having said that, there's still a long process to get through before installation happens. The designs that are brought to us are generally at a relatively finished standard. There might be some small tweaks from a manufacturing point of view that the factory will come back with. And then obviously there's trips to the factory to look at prototypes and that kind of thing to make sure everything is up to the designer standard and the hotel standard. So it can really depend on the project, quantity, the location. I guess, yeah, technically relatively late in the process. It obviously starts a lot earlier for the designers. Yeah, so we're kind of showing a bit of a snapshot of the bedroom. Obviously, one of the challenges the designers face is hotel bedrooms are all a different size. So a lot of the product had to be quite adaptable to suit those different bedrooms. So there's desks that can have a left or right attachment of a luggage rack or chest of drawers. There's bedside tables, an ottoman, armchairs, quite a number of sizes of bed headboards and bed bases. So it was 90% of the entire bedroom, really. So again, a fantastic project for us as manufacturers, and it's great to be able to show it at an event like this as well.